Jennifer, and this is my second video for the communication class, and this is using the listening cycle. So today Ed and I are going to talk about an issue he has, and I'm going to be the listener.
I have issues with how drivers merge onto the freeways. I see how a driver, just by simply turning on their turn signal, feel like they're entitled to the right-of-way, and it's up to the ongoing traffic on the freeway to either slow down or speed up to allow them to enter the freeway. And half the time they're not even looking, they just because of their blinker. I see how this causes traffic jams. I've even seen road rage because of this. Because, you know, when two people are coming close to an accident, I mean, somebody's going to get a little pissed off. So I believe if people would just actually do, by definition of merging, would either speed up or slow down as required to enter a freeway, not requiring the drivers onto the freeway to hit their brakes, causing a chain reaction, eventually leading to a traffic jam, or a possible accident, or sudden reaction that's caused by other drivers because of one person who should have been the one that was merging. So I'm just saying that I'm completely frustrated when I see this happen. How just by simply, again, turning on a blinker relieves them of any courtesy to the other drivers on the freeway.
Sounds annoying.
It is. I mean, I want to be a little more, learn to be a little more patient, for bad drivers. I mean, I don't get carried away to where there's road rage or anything, but it's still very frustrating. I would also like, for other drivers to become more aware of, their bad driving habits, how it affects more than just the drivers around them. I want the other drivers to realize people entering onto the freeway, it's their responsibility to enter safely, and by doing that, you have to enter into the freeway without causing the other drivers to react to you. I mean, you should be able to simply just slide right on in. And I've never really had an issue sliding on in, even during traffic. I mean, there's a way of doing it. It's just, maybe you just have to be taught. I don't know.
Anything else that you can think of?
I don't know. If you can't teach the drivers, maybe they just need to redesign on-ramps to freeways. I mean, you just need more room. Maybe some people just aren't comfortable speeding up, or, if that's what it requires. I mean, they just have one gear, and they don't seem to head check to see exactly, how much time trying to anticipate where that car is going to be when they actually enter the freeway. They don't make that decision until it's too late to make it, any changes. So maybe if the freeways on-ramps were lengthened to give people more time, but sometimes you just come around the corner, boom, you're on the freeway. Seems to be real bad right at I-5 and Interstate Bridge. There's just no room to get right, any on-ramps.
It does sound a little frustrating.
It is.
Dangerous.
It can be. I mean, that's why you have traffic accidents. That's why there's road rage. I mean, that's why there's, endless, lines of traffic that are only going 5 miles an hour, stop traffic, because I think it's just such a big chain reaction when you have that many cars, that's the biggest part of it. It isn't that the roads aren't enough lanes. I think it's just the bad drivers.
So let me see if I have this straight. You have an issue with the fact that people don't know how to merge onto the freeways, and they're not really aware of the speed, and it affects affects the traffic and causes accidents. And you also would like drivers maybe to become more educated when they're younger. And you have a good idea of changing the freeway system to be better equipped for more cars and more traffic, and better on-ramps. And then that would help this issue resolve.
I think a little bit of freeway design would definitely help. Education, you know, maybe testing. If drivers were tested, actually merging. I mean, they usually drive you around the block, go through a couple lights, back up, parallel park. You know, some of the simpler tasks that really don't affect much other than yourself. Don't take much skills, but to merge onto the freeway actually takes some thought process and some, you know, planning. And I don't think, maybe they just haven't been taught, or they just really don't care. I don't know really what it is, but I think they should be tested, taught that.
What do you think about the older people getting tested that never learned this when they were younger?
Well, I think that kind of goes into a whole new category, but I think a lot of what I see, when I see this happening, a lot of times it is older people, and they lose their mobility. I mean, they really don't ever look over their left shoulder. They drive with blinkers and almost drive like they're driving by braille. I mean, so definitely older drivers, I think, comes to a certain point that they should be tested every 2 years, their driving ability to keep renewing their license. Maybe at age 70. I mean, they should be retired by then anyhow, so it shouldn't be too much of a burden if they want to keep driving.
Who do you think should be in charge of this testing?
DMV, same people that's in charge of testing to give you your driver's license anyhow. I mean, it should just be part of their program.
Sounds good. How do you think we will pay for the new systems on the roads and new freeways and things like that?
Well, if we don't do something, we're already trying to add 2-3 more lanes just to accommodate for bad drivers, build different bridges, add more of this. So if they were able to relieve a great deal of this burden of traffic jams and everything else by adding longer on-ramps or with education, you would actually save the money in the long run. It would take a lot less freeway improvements to achieve.
Sounds like a good idea.